Hi friends, welcome to SGK English for a new video. Should Wizard Hit Mummy Part 2. Part 1 we have seen. Do you remember what we have seen? Jack telling a story. To his 4 years old daughter. Joe. Every time they used to tell the story of one Roger Squirrel, Roger Fish, little variation would be there. So he had been telling this story for the last 2 years. And actually he was tired of telling stories also. Today, it was a Saturday afternoon and she was not getting sleep. And he was telling a story of Roger Skunk. See, skunk, that a creature would have some terrible smell that others would run away from it. Beyond the story of a tiny creature skunk, there is a social question being discussed. Okay, there is some deeper meaning to this story. That we will see at the end of the story. What is the social problem that is discussed here? There is a social problem discussed there, and you have to find the solution for that. You are asked to. That is why the question is asked, should the wizard hit mummy or not? The question is given to you for you to answer. Okay, let us move on to the second part. We have come page number 51, and our Roger Skunk first went to the wise owl. He directed him to the wizard. Wizard he asked, others are running away from me because of my bad smell, and I want to change my bad smell and change it to roses. Yes, rose smell, nice smell now. So the magician wizard is going to change that bad smell into rose smell by pronouncing some magical spell. Last paragraph of page number 51. See, abracadabra, magical spell. Hocus poo, Roger Skunk, how do you do? Roses, bosses, pull on here. Roger Skunk, you never fear, bingo. This is only imaginary magical spell. So our Jackie is enacting just like our wizard to make the girl understand or feel the presence of a wizard pronouncing with his magical band, some magical spell being pronounced, and the miracle should happen. So a magical mantra is being uttered by our wizard to change his bad smell into a rose smell. He posed as a rapt expression widened out from his daughter's nostrils. Yes, rapt with ecstasy. That means her eyes became widened. She became so excited to hear a wizard uttering that magical spell, forcing her eyebrows up and her lower lip down in a wide, noiseless grin. Grin means a kind of a smile or laugh. An expression in which Jack was startled to recognize his wife feigning pleasure at cocktail parties. It was just like his wife. Actually, she does not like these cocktail parties. So feigning, feigning pleasure. So, but she pretends to be happy at the cocktail party. Feign means pretense, not the real one. Okay, now cocktail parties, social gathering. People will get together. They will arrange. They will drink and they will dance and music will be there. The cocktail party. Okay, now cocktail is a mixture of many alcoholic drinks. So little intoxicated they would become. So she actually does not like this kind of parties, but she would go for a company of her husband and to make their friends be happy. She would be imitating to be happy. So it was just like that. Why is feigning pleasure at cocktail parties? And all of a sudden, suddenly, all of a sudden, he whispered the whole inside of the wizard's house. Jack whispered that the entire house of the wizard was full of the smell of roses. The entire house of the wizard became full. The smell of the house became full of smell of roses. Roger Fish cried. You see, not fish but skunk. And the wizard said, very cranky, very sharp, that will be 7 pennies. Reward is announced. Yes, your bad smell is gone and you are to pay 7 pennies. Daddy, what? Joe asked him, Daddy, what? Roger skunk. You said Roger fish. It was a slip of tongue from the part of our Jack that he told Roger fish. Because he would say always Roger fish, so Roger squirrel, all Rogers. So by mistake he told Roger fish, but Daddy, fish? No, skunk. Yes, skunk. You said Roger fish. You told Roger fish now. Wasn't that silly? It is silly from your part to say Roger fish, not Roger skunk. Yes, very silly of your stupid old daddy. See, child, no. It's very stupid of your old stupid daddy telling Roger fish instead of Roger skunk. He forgot the real name. Where was I? Miss, up to where we have come to? Where was I? Up to where did I tell you the story? Well, you know about the pennies. The wizard asked Roger skunk to pay 7 pennies. Say it. Tell me. Tell the story. Continue. Okay. Roger skunk said, but all I have is 4 pennies. My dear wizard, I don't have 7 pennies with me. I have only 4 pennies. And he began to cry. Dear wizard, I don't have 7 pennies to give. I have only 4 pennies. He began to cry. Joe made the crying face again. Now this time Joe imitating the crying face. So she is really feeling the dramatic atmosphere of wizard asking 7 pennies. And the skunk, Roger skunk, small child, I don't have money. 7 pennies not there, only 4. But this time without the trace of sincerity. Actually, there wasn't any serious intention or sincerity. This annoyed Jack. Downstairs, some more furniture rumbled. Actually, our Jackie is in a hurry to move down to help his wife. She is doing some work. Before that, she wants to see the girl sleeping. But the girl is not going to sleep. That's a problem. He wants to go and join his wife to help her in the work that is being done downstairs. But the girl is not getting sleep. Claire shouldn't move heavy things. She was 6 months pregnant. She is carrying. Okay. It would be their third child is going to come. Regularly it is coming. Our Joe is 4 years old. Bobby is 2 years old. Next one is ready to come. Okay. So the wizard said, oh, very well. Go to the end of the lane and turn around 3 times. The wizard made the solution. Told Roger skunk that you go straight end of the lane and turn round 3 times and look down the magic well, and there you will find 3 pennies. Where you can find the pennies also is being told. You go there, end of the lane means street, turn 3 times. Story, some twists and turns are given. That's all. You go there, you will find the pennies. Hurry up. So Roger skunk went to the end of the lane and turned round 3 times, and there in the magic well, there 3 pennies, exactly 3 pennies he found there in the magic well. It's a wonderful story. To create that story atmosphere, is it not so? That all these things are being created. You see, it is coming from his head. Okay. So he took them back to wizard and was very happy and ran out into the woods, and all the other little animals gathered around him because he smelled so good. He went there, took the pennies and gave it to wizard and went back to his friends. They were all happy that he is smelling no more that bad smell. He is smelling nice, rose smell. They are happy. They came and they talked with them. They became friends. He was so happy. And they played tag, basketball, football, baseball, football, basketball, lacrosse, hockey, saucer and pick up sticks. Many games were played. What is a pick up sticks? Joey is asking. It is a game you play with sticks. Oh, like the wizard's magic wand. Stick means what? Wizard's magic wand. A kind of stick. and they played games and laughed all afternoon, and then it began to get dark, and they all ran home to their mummies. Yes, when the play over, they all went back to their homes, and they met their parents, their mummies. Joe was starting to fuss with her hands and look out of the window. Rubbing her hands, she began looking out of the window. At the crack of day, that showed her under the shade. That means light coming through the window pane, window shade. You see, the light was coming. Through that, she was looking out. She thought the story was all over. She thought the story was all over. Jack didn't like women when they took anything for granted. But Jack did not like that. Women, they should obey, they should follow what the parents say. He liked them apprehensive, is it not so? Little worried means following others. What is being told should be believed. Hanging on his words. He wants them to believe whatever he says. Now, Joe, are you listening? See, Joe thought that the story is over. Rubbing the hand, she began looking out through the window. Are you listening? She was looking towards him on his face. Are you listening? He asked again and again. Yes, because this is very interesting. The second part, last part is coming. The most interesting part of the story is just yet to come. Roger Skunk's mummy said, "What is that awful smell?" When a skunk came home, his mummy said, "Ray, what is that awful smell?" Actually, rose smell. Is it also good for all the creatures, but for a skunk, that smell is awful. See, its natural smell is that bad smell. All skunks are having the bad smell, but for them, it is very good. Is it also? The color of the crow is black, but crow likes black color the most because it is its color. Okay, na? In the same way, skunk's color, smell is bad smell. Bad smell for you, for others. But for a skunk, it is a sweetest smell. That is what. Is it not so? Even beauty lies in the eyes of the beholder. See, skunk is beautiful or not? For a mummy skunk, its child is the most beautiful. Its smell is the most sweet in such a way. So she felt that the rose smell is a awful smell, dirty smell. What? And Roger Skunk said, "It is me, mummy." "Mummy, what do you say? It's me. I smell like roses. Can't you see? Can't you understand? Now I smell like roses." And she said, "Who made you smell like that? Who made you that?" And he said, "The wizard, the wizard." And she said, "Well, of all the nerve." She's very serious. Be serious. Hey, you come with me and we are going right back to that very awful wizard. Come with me. She's very stern, stubborn, strong, sharp. Come with me. We are going to that awful, dirty wizard who changed your natural smell into this awful, dirty rose smell, according to mummy of that Roger Skunk. Joe sat up. Joe couldn't believe such a wonderful smell given, rose smell, and mother says that is awful smell. Joe sat up from the bed. She was laying down, her hands dabbling the air with genuine fright, throwing into the air. That means lifting the hands with the fright. What is this? What a turn and twist. Mother telling that the rose smell is awful smell. But daddy, then he said about the other little animals run away. Run away. Because of his smell that other animals are running away. Her hands skittered off, moved into the underbush. Joe's hands going underbush means under the covers, under the blanket. All right, he said, but mummy, all the little animals run away. And she said, you see, Roger Skunk said, "Mummy, because of my smell, others are running away." But mother answered, "I don't care. I don't care what others are doing. You smelled the way the little skunk should have, and I am going to take you right back to that wizard. Your smell is your natural smell. The smell of a skunk. It is maybe bad for other creatures, not for you and me. Is it not so? Yes, for we, you and I, we are skunks. We have a natural smell. That should be maintained. Otherwise, our identity will be lost. Our identity is that we have a bad smell. That should be maintained. It cannot be changed. Yes. So I am going to take you back to that wizard. And she took an umbrella and went back with Roger's skunk and hit the wizard right over the head. She was so angry. She took an umbrella with her and went and hit the wizard on the head. No, said Joe. Then Joe said, no, what that mummy is doing? Wonderful smell, rose smell, and it's going to be changed. Punished, wizard is punished. And put her hand out to touch his lips. The girl, asked daddy, her daddy, don't say that. In her agitation, did not quite dare to stop the source of truth. Inspiration came to her. Okay. She got an inspiration. Then the wizard hit her on the head. Okay, you tell the story in this way. See, mummy hit the wizard on the head. Then the wizard hit the mummy on the head. And did not change the little skunk back. The story should end in this way. The daughter wants the story to end in this way. In what way? Wizard hit the mummy of Roger's skunk on the head and did not change the smell back. That is what the girl wants the story to be ended. In such a way she wants the story to be ended. Here is a social problem. You see? See, the viewpoint of the daughter and father are entirely different. Is it not so? She is now a small kid, not a 2-year-old child. 4 years she has begun to think for herself and she has her own thoughts and she should follow her own conscience. But the father is adamant to go his own way. What should you follow? That is the question. Should the wizard hit mummy or not? You are asked to answer. According to Roger's skunk, rose smell is a sweet smell. It wants to maintain it. But according to his mother, bad smell is our identity. It is bad for other creatures, but not for us. We should maintain our identity. There is no question of changing it. Anyhow, let us continue the story. No, he said. Our Joe asked that the smell should not be changed, but the father said no. The wizard said, okay, if you don't want to change, it's okay. And Roger's skunk did not smell roses anymore. Yes, he is given his bad smell back once again. He smelled very bad again. But the other little actually that's an exclamatory word. Our Joe is crying. See what happened to that, our Roger's skunk. It became, bad smell again. John, it's daddy's story. Her brother says, 2-year-old. Shall daddy not tell you any more stories? You must believe what daddy says. If you are opposing his story, he won't tell you any more stories. Her broad face looked at him through a sifted light, astonished. This is what happened then. Roger skunk and his mummy went home and they heard ooh. It was the chukku train. Choo-choo train bringing daddy skunk home from Boston. Every story ends in such a way. Wizard finds a solution. By the time they hear the whistling sound of the train, by which its daddy is coming, and the family is reunited and they enjoy a nice food. Okay, and they had lima beans, celery, liver, mashed potatoes, and pie o mai for dessert. They had a nice meal. And when Roger skunk was in bed, mummy skunk came up and hugged him. So the family reunion, mummy came to and hugged him. He gets love in abundance by his mummy, not by the friends or neighbors. And said he smelled like her little baby skunk again. This bad smell is sweetest for us. It is our smell. And he smells the sweetest baby again. And she loved him very much. That is what. And she loved him. She loved him all what he is. For all what he is. In spite of the bad smell. And that is the end of the story. That is what. They have their identity and they maintain it and they love it and they love each other. But daddy, Joe is not satisfied. What? Then did the other animals run away? Then what happened to other animals who is running away? No, because eventually they got used to the way he was and did not mind it at all. Later on, slowly they will understand that skunk means this is a smell. If you want to have friendship with a skunk, you have to tolerate the smell also. The identity of a skunk is some difficult smell for others to smell. Bad smell maybe. Okay, but for others only it is bad. So you have to adjust with that, tolerate the smell of a skunk if you want the company of a skunk, and do not mind it at all after some time. Oh, what is even she learned means eventually what happened at the end? Colloquial language. What happened at the end? Eventually, in a little while, there was a stupid mummy. Stupid mummy, wonderful smell, got a raw smell and changed. Joe says, it was not. No. He said with a rare emphasis, strongly, forcefully. Daddy says, Jack says, and believed from her expression that she realized he was defending his own mother to her. She understood that he is defending the voice of his own mother. That means from generation to generation, this is a method. Is it not so? They want the children to obey whatever they say. So he is not willing to change the viewpoint, his viewpoint for the request of his, daughter. He wants to protect the viewpoint of his mother. That means a mother should love their children and children should follow their parents, etc. etc. And something as odd, as strange. Now I want you to put your big heavy head in the pillow and have a good long nap. Okay, story over, you sleep. He is waiting to go down to help his wife to do her work, but the girl is not going to sleep. Okay, he adjusted the shade so not even a crack of the day showed. Shade is arranged so that light does not come from outside. And tiptoed to the door without making noise. Tiptoe at the tip of the toe. Without making any noise, he went to the door to go out. In the pretense that she was already asleep, pretending that she is already asleep. But when he turned, she was crouching on top of the covers, sitting on top of the covers and staring at him. She got up and she was staring at him. Hey, get under the covers and fall fast asleep. Hey, go to sleep under the covers, fast asleep. Bobby is asleep now. You look, your brother is asleep already. She stood up and bounced gingerly, carefully on the springs. Daddy, what? Tomorrow I want you to tell me the story that wizard took that magic wand and hit that mummy. Tomorrow I want to tell you a story in which wizard hit the mummy and did not change the smell. Her plump arms stopped forcefully. Soft arms, is it not so? Moved forcefully. Right over the head. Is it? Strilling. No. Is it? Moving over the head. Daddy, tomorrow you tell a story in which wizard hitting mummy. No, that's not a story. No. Story cannot be changed. The point is that the little skunk loved his mummy more than he loved all the other little animals. That is what he wants the daughter to do. The skunk, Roger skunk, loved his mummy more than all other friends or neighbors. And she knew what was right and mother knew what was right. There is a difference now, social problem. Whether parents should listen to the words of the children and follow their suggestion or not. So father wants the daughter to follow whatever he says. Okay now? Yes. No, tomorrow you say he hit that mummy. Tomorrow you must say in another way. Wizard hit the mummy. Do it. Do such a way. She kicked her legs up. See, lying down, she kicked her legs, small child, 4 years of age. Kicked her legs up and sat down on the bed with a great heave, with a great sigh, and complained of springs as she had done hundreds of times before. Children will play now with the hands and legs doing that. Okay now? I accept that this time she did not laugh. Said Daddy, please, tomorrow you tell a story in which wizard will hit mummy and would not change the bad smell we would not change raw smell into bad smell. Said Daddy, well, we'll see. Now at least have a rest. Now you go and have rest. Stay on the bed. You are a good girl. Ray, You are a good girl now. Stay on the bed, don't get up and go to sleep. He closed the door and went downstairs. Claire had spread the newspapers and opened a paint can and wearing an old shirt of his own. So she was wearing an old shirt because she was painting some work. Okay. On top of her maternity smock means loose garment. Maternity she was carrying. Okay. I was stroking the chair rail and dipped brush. You see. Above him, footsteps vibrated and he called. See, he could find his wife wearing his own shirt, old shirt, and wearing a frock or something, and he was doing some painting work. Then he heard the sound of that girl getting up again. John, shall I come up there and spank you? If you get up from there, I'll come and beat you. John! He got terribly angry. This much time spent and the story told. She may have difference of opinion, but different opinion may be right. Okay, that is different. Now he wants to do some work. Let her sleep. She's not sleeping. John, shall I come there and spank you, beat you? Are you getting up? Go and sleep. That's all. The footstep hesitated. She was coming down, but she heard the strong words of her father and stopped coming. That is a long story, Claire said. His wife said. Long story now. The poor kid, he answered, and with utter weariness watched his wife labor. Utter tiredness watched his wife laboring. Actually, he is in confusion now. Okay, now though he said story cannot be changed, he understood that his daughter thinks differently. You see, and whether to accept it or not, he is in confusion. But to help his wife, he is not able to. His mind is in confusion. The woodwork cage of moldings and rails and baseboards all around them was half old tan, miscolor, and half new ivory, and he felt caught in an ugly middle position. And though he as well felt his wife's presence in the cage with him, you see, he felt the presence, he is in confusion. Presence of his wife doing labor, and he wants to help her, he is unable to. He is in confusion. What to do? Okay, now the thoughts of his daughter is one side, the tiredness of his wife nearby. He is restless. He did not want to speak with her. Anyhow, his mood is lost. He is in a different mood. He did not want to speak to her, work with her, touch her, or anything. Naturally, he should have come and patted her on the head. Oh, you are tired now. Okay, I will help. Let us do the work together. But he was unable to do that. Because of the tension and confusion, he was not able to join her and pat her or comfort her or console her. He is in confusion and tension is our story. There the story ends. As I have already mentioned, a social question being discussed here. Okay, now? The summary and possible answers we will discuss in another video, otherwise it will be pretty too long. Thank you for watching part 2. We will meet for an essay or a summary in another small video. Goodbye.